In this edition of the Parliament Report, another U.S. multi-million-dollar Chinese loan for infrastructure project and the tight government spending this fiscal year. Beginning in the first quarter of the new fiscal year, the Portia Simpson Miller administration will roll out a U.S. $353 million infrastructure project, which is funded jointly by the China Exim Bank and the government of Jamaica. The new U.S. multi-million-dollar project has been designated the Major Infrastructure Development Program. In his throne speech, which is the highlight of the ceremonial opening of Parliament on April 4, Governor General Sir Patrick Allen said the government had secured U.S. $300 million from the China Exim Bank. The balance of U.S. $53 million will come from the government of Jamaica. The new infrastructure project is being introduced as the U.S. $400 million Jamaica Development Infrastructure Program JDIP comes to an end. Transport and Works Minister Dr. Omar Davies told the Parliament Report that the program had three components. According to Davies, the money would be used to finance the Jamaica Emergency Employment Program, JEEP, which would target small community projects. It will also be spent on projects suggested by members of Parliament and parish councillors. Emphasis will also be placed on national projects. The opposition's Dr. Horace Chang said the country welcomed the project, noting that he hoped it would be implemented in an efficient manner and with integrity. Finance and Planning Minister Dr. Peter Phillips made good on his pronouncement to tighten government spending during this fiscal year with a dramatic cutback in the budget. This is reflected in less money being allocated to most government ministries and departments for the current financial year. On Thursday, April 4, Phillips tabled a spending plan for the 2013-2014 fiscal year, which includes huge savings on interest payments and debt repayment, but still leaves ministries and agencies with less to spend when inflation is factored in. The estimates of expenditure for the 2013-2014 fiscal year is a little more than $80 billion, or 14% less than the $602.5 billion budget that Phillips tabled in the revised estimates for the previous fiscal year. Debt repayment in the budget represents the usual big spend for the government, with $225 billion, or about 43%, going toward that obligation. This year, the government has allocated $370.5 billion, up from $367.7 billion last year, to ministries and agencies to pay recurrent or housekeeping expenses. Another $150.4 billion goes to capital projects, down from $234 billion last year. It should be noted that the change in the capital budget is not as dramatic as it appears at first glance, as the $86 billion that was shaved off by Phillips reflects a cut of $91 billion in debt repayment. And finally, in the Parliament Report, the Career Advancement Program, CAP, under the Ministry of Education, has suffered a sharp cut in the estimates of expenditure now before the House of Representatives. During this fiscal year, CAP has been allocated $577.6 million, down from the $814 million which was set aside for the program in the last fiscal year. Under CAP, unattached youngsters between the ages of 16 and 18 are placed in a 2-year training program to be trained in technical and vocational areas, general studies, in literacy and numeracy, as well as civics. CAP is administered by the Heart Trust NTA. However, a recent Sunday Gleaner story revealed that CAP was failing to meet its objectives. It was discovered that while thousands of students had been registered for the training program, the vast majority had left without being certified as competent in their vocational area of study. That's how we bring the curtains down on another edition of the Parliament Report. Join us next time when we present more highlights from the House of Representatives. Until then, I'm Edmund Campbell saying, walk good.